everyone, welcome to Soulful Lifestyle. This is your host and chef Kranti Talwar. I'm really happy to announce that in today's episode we are going to be cooking one of my most favorite dishes of all, which is Hyderabadi Dum Chicken Biryani. This biryani originates from the Nizam's kitchen and it was supposed to be a fusion between Mughlai and Iranian cuisine. And it has two styles of cooking. One is a Kachi Biryani, which is layers of raw meat marinated with spices and yogurt, and that's layered with biryani rice. And the second one is the Pakki Biryani, which is cooked meat that's layered with biryani rice and cooked with steam, which is a dum cooking. Now, dum or the steam cooking is a style of cooking which makes a perfect marriage of all the spices, the flavors, the aromas, resulting in a delightful experience of a dish which you will remember forever. So, without any further ado, let's get cooking.
For this recipe, we'll need 1 kg chicken. The ratio of rice to chicken is 1:1. Juice of 1 lemon, 250 grams of curd, 1 cup of freshly chopped cilantro, 1 cup of fresh mint leaves, few stems of chopped cilantro, 12 pods of garlic, 2 inches of ginger, 12 slit green chilies, of which 4 will be used for layering of rice. 5 large onions sliced and deep fried. Use half of them for the chicken marination and half for layering of your rice. Half a cup of cashew nuts fried. The dry spices will need 2 heaped teaspoons of red chili powder, half teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 heaped teaspoons of either garam masala or biryani masala, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1.5 heaped teaspoon of coriander powder. Half the quantity of biryani masala will be saved for layering the rice. 8 tablespoons of ghee, 2 pinches of saffron soaked in hot milk, and 1 kg of either biryani rice or basmati rice. For the spice pouch for boiling rice, we'll need 5 bay leaves, 2-inch stick of cinnamon, 2 black cardamom, and 7 each of green cardamom and cloves. 2 teaspoons of either Shahi Jeera or regular Jeera, and 1 teaspoon of the balance of biryani masala which we used earlier. 1 teaspoon of rose water or kevda water, which is also called as a pandan leaf extract. Marinate clean, washed and dry chicken with some salt. Juice of 1 large lemon. Paste of fresh cilantro stems, ginger, garlic and green chilies. Here I have not made a paste of green chilies because I was cooking for someone with restrictions but otherwise preferably make a paste of ginger, garlic, green chilies and cilantro stems. Now add your powdered dry spices, which will include turmeric powder, red chili powder, coriander powder, garam masala or biryani masala. Out of the 2 teaspoons of garam masala or biryani masala, save half for layering the rice, and some cumin powder. Now add in half of your freshly chopped cilantro, mint leaves. Add in about 250 grams of thick full cream curd. Because I have not made a paste of green chilies, hence I am using slit green chilies since this was cooked for someone with spice restrictions. Add in half of your fried onions and save the rest for layering of your rice. Some recipes call for adding your grease at this time, which will comprise of either oil or ghee, but I am going to add this only after overnight of marination since ghee coats the chicken and it does not allow the spices to get better absorbed in the chicken. Massage this marinade into the chicken thoroughly. Let this sit in the refrigerator for overnight or for at least 6 hours. Since this is a kachi or a raw meat biryani, hence the marinade needs to sit for a longer time so that it imparts a better flavor to the rice. In case you are using a mixed cut chicken like how I am, make sure to give gashes to your drumsticks so that the spices get absorbed well. After mixing this thoroughly, I shall cover and refrigerate this overnight. After marinating this overnight, let us start making the rice. Prior to cooking the rice, I have washed it thoroughly for about 2 to 3 times and then soaked it for an hour. For this, I am going to make a pouch of spices which will include bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, some cloves, green cardamom and black cardamom. You may use a small piece of muslin cloth for the same. I have kept a spice bag ready so that I can reuse it for the second time since the spices are very powerful. In a mixing bowl, mix together fried cashew nuts, half of your fried onions, freshly chopped cilantro, mint leaves, slit green chilies. Mix them well and keep it ready for layering your rice. Add in about 4 tablespoons of melted ghee to the marinated chicken since we have not added any grease so far. In a heavy bottom biryani handi or a biryani pot, I am going to now layer the marinated chicken at the bottom. You may also use either a non-stick pot or a cast iron pot or any heavy bottom vessel that may be apt for biryani. This is a special pot used by most of the biryani houses since its unique shape helps to retain the steam inside. In a separate pot, boil 4 times the water as the quantity of your rice. To this add salt to taste so that the water becomes salty enough. Now add Shahi Jeera or regular cumin seeds and add your spice pouch. Once the water has changed color because of the spices, add in your soaked rice. Let this boil in the open pot for about 5 minutes. Post 5 to 6 minutes, you will see the rice grains dancing at the surface of the water. This is when the rice is cooked about 50%. After the initial 5 to 6 minutes, strain half the quantity of rice and layer it on top of the marinated chicken. Let remaining half the quantity of rice boil for an additional 1 to 1.5 minutes so that it cooks about 65%, and that will be our second layer. To the first layer of 50% cooked rice, add in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of melted ghee. Sprinkle half a teaspoon of either garam masala or biryani masala. Add in half the quantity of saffron soaked in hot milk. Now add in half of your layering mix, which comprises of fried onions, cilantro, mint leaves and fried cashew nuts. Add in only a few drops of either rose water or kevda water. Kevda is also called as a pandan leaf extract. Now add in the second layer of rice, which had been cooking for the extra 1.5 to 2 minutes. This rice is cooked for about 65%, and repeat the same layering which we did with the first rice. In order to lock in the steam completely to trap the flavors inside, I'm going to line the biryani pot with some chapati dough. If you cannot make chapati dough, you can also use some silver foil to trap the lid thoroughly, or you could also use a wet cloth in between the lid and the biryani pot so that the steam gets locked inside. Cook your biryani on a high flame for the first 5 minutes in order to begin the roasting of your chicken, which is the first layer, followed by another 5 minutes of medium-high flame, and then leave it for about 35 minutes on a medium flame until it is thoroughly cooked. In case the pot you're cooking in is not thick enough, use a tawa to underline it for the last 20 minutes of cooking. After total 45 to 50 minutes of cooking, when you open the lid, your house will be filled with the beautiful aromas this dish offers. The top layer of rice is completely cooked, which can be seen here. That means our biryani is done thoroughly.
Let's do a taste test. I can't tell you how these aromas have filled up my house, and it's extremely delicious. Let me show you how the meat falls apart. Because we cooked it for the first 5 minutes on a high flame, it gave a nice roasting to the meat. You see this? It comes off so easily. Delicious. Simply delicious. I've paired this with dill and cucumber raita. I'm going to post a link of the same in my description box. This was a video I made earlier. It pairs perfectly well with this biryani. Please try this.